Blend and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm doing this look with the new Blend Bunny Cosmetics Sickly Sweet palette. So if you'd like to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. Let's do something pastel with this beautiful palette, the Sickly Sweet palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I'm so excited. Blend Bunny Cosmetics is who got me to love pastels. And when I know there's more than pastels, don't worry, I'm planning on figuring out another video to do. I'm trying to think of if I'm going to have time to do 3 looks, 1 palette video or not. But look at these shades. I love the layout. It's so pretty. Anyway, I'm going to jump right into it because this one's kind of quick, but the doodles do take a minute. So I have my lid primed with the P. Louise Base Ick in Touch of Frost and the Limelight color-based primer from Beauty Creations Cosmetics and the Clean Canvas in White from Gerard Cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and start out with this Makeup Shack T63 brush and the shade Frills and Thrills, which is a beautiful pastel purple. I'm going to start to pack it onto the lid and wing it out. And I'm going to take it up into the crease towards that blue base. Just stamping it. Okay, I did a look with this as soon as it came in yesterday. And I have to say that I don't know, I said this on my Instagram post from Tuesday, but I don't know what it is about the formula of this palette, but it seems like it just blends out like so effortlessly. It's kind of, it seems like the blendability is a little bit different from the other palettes. Like somehow it blends easier. And I really just feel like Blend Bunny Cosmetics palettes are some of the easiest to work with as far as blending goes. They all blend together so well, like seamlessly. And this one seems to be like next level blendability. I am so far very, very, very impressed. It's like shocked. Like I was making the surprised Pikachu face because I already knew it was going to be amazing, but I didn't know that it was going to like knock my socks off when I used it. So I'm winging that out, bringing it in. I'm going to clean that brush off and take Feeling Blue. I'm going to take Feeling Blue and just start to blend it onto the center of my lid, into the crease, blend out that purple. And I do have to tell you, I'm going to use the lip oil. I got the Sugar Spun lip oil, and there is another one that is on the way that I'm really excited about. But Sugar Spun smells so delicious. It smells like cotton candy, but it's not like a heavy scent. It's quite nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend through, and then I'm gonna clean the brush off and go into Glow Stick. And I don't know what it is about greens, like pastel greens, but Blend Bunny Cosmetics has like the most dreamy pastel greens. I'm more of a purple fan. Like purple and black are like my favorite colors, but when it comes to the pastel shades with Blend Bunny Cosmetics, like they're making me like green. Look at how it just looks like they're glowing though. Take that, just kind of swoosh, swoosh, swoosh back and forth to blend out the blue, get it nice and gradient. And I will go back in and touch things up in a minute. Just clean that off and go into Center of Attention, which is a beautiful yellow shade. And I'm just going to pop that into the inner corner of my eye area. And I'm sorry if you hear a lot of stuff going on outside. As soon as I sat down to film, someone decided that they were going to do yard work. So, might pick up a little bit of background noise, but it is a nice day out. So, I imagine everyone's trying to get their yard in order for the fall season that is upon us. Look at how beautifully they blend together, and look how like vibrant these pastels are. Just beautiful. I'm going to take the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B2 brush and more of Frills and Thrills and just start to make sure it's all blended. Just kind of going in and touching up all the different shades. Going back into Feeling Blue. I'll tell you something that made me feel blue. Please laugh. So we went to Pensacola. We went for 2 nights, 3 days, but really ended up being 2.5 days. And, well, maybe just like, there was a whole one, and then we got there in the evening. There was still some sunshine. Then we woke up and then we left. But anyway, the one full day that we had, that we were planning on going and getting in the water and just like laying out on the beach, it rained like so heavily. It was a very intense storm. Very interesting. So I just had to laugh about it. But after it like chilled out, we went and flew a kite on the beach, and it was a lot of fun. But I was just like, that sounds about right. The one day that we have, it's gonna rain. But it was really cool to experience a storm at the ocean, because I've never experienced that before. But I've only ever been to the ocean like 5 times in my 30 years of existence. No, I'm lying. I have been, that's Pensacola, or just Florida in general. I did go to Corpus Christi twice. So about 7 times. But the ocean is just so important to me. A little bit more of center of attention. Just to get that nice and packed down and touched up, brought back. I am going to use a couple of the shimmers here in a little bit after I get everything blended out. I'm going to use Cupcake and Crying Sparkles. That just made me laugh because I didn't even look at the name of that shade earlier. But sometimes I'll be like, sparkles make the day better, and then cover my face in sparkles, and then I just cry, and it's just sparkling, or Crying Sparkles is so fitting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is, again, the Makeup Shack T63 brush. I'm going to take a Rosy Cheeks, which is a beautiful pink, and I'm going to blend out Frills and Thrills with it. And just look at how easily, effortlessly that just blended. I mean, come on, it's magic. Magic, magic, magic. And it's such a pretty pink, too. Like, this is really kind of different. I want to say from any of the other Blend Bunny palettes. I'm going to have to check, but it's like one of the shade. This shade really just like reminds me, I don't know if you've been here before, but I have talked in the past about when I was in preschool that I had a favorite crayon, and it was such a beautiful pink shade, and I was obsessed with it, and I didn't want to share the crayon, so I got in trouble. But yeah, so this reminds me of that crayon. And then I'm going to blend that out with Lollipops, which is such a pretty baby pastel, I will call it. Get that nice and blended out real quick. And I'll go in and touch everything up here in a little while. I found a recipe on Instagram earlier, and it was like, well, Little Caesars pizza breadsticks, and I can't get it off my mind. I'm like, Julie, please hurry and film and go get groceries to make those breadsticks, because the cheese, I love cheese. I was like, I want to make them extra cheesy. Go back and touch little Rosy Cheeks up real quick. I feel like the color combos and look possibilities with this palette are just endless. They're so pretty. A little bit more of Frills and Thrills. Bring it back and get a nice seamless gradient blenderoo. Oh my gosh, yeah, the breadsticks are on my mind. I'm obsessed with cheese. I'm obsessed with cheese, potatoes, pasta. Like, that's just some of my favorites. I swear that I could just about eat potatoes in any form and be content with that being like my meal every day. And cheese, oh my gosh. I just want cheese all the time. We can tell where my mind is. Alright, I'm cleaning that brush off. And I'm going to go into I'm Fine. This reminds me of that meme. It's like, I'm fine, it's fine, everything's fine, it's all fine. Blend out Feeling Blue with it. With the same brush just cleaned off, I'm going to go into Fake It and blend out the green. I'm so excited to get into the deeper shades in this because Brooding just looks so pretty. But I'm going to go ahead and clean that brush off and take Sugar High. And this is that made me think of that song, was it like Sugar Rush, which I meant to use on my story this morning. I ended up using the Void because I was just like, oh yes, this is stuck in my head. But it was like, I'm on a Sugar Rush or something, I can't remember. But it was big on TikTok like a couple years ago, I think. Okay, everything is blended. So I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip real quick. And I'm going to sharpen this up. And I'm going to take a little bit of Cupcake on my finger. And I'm going to just pop it on to that lid. Just pat that down. Bring it over a little bit. And then I'm going to take Crying Sparkles. I love that name. And I'm going to pat it on. Get them blended together. Take it slightly onto that purple. And yeah, that looks about even. Okay, so I'm going to do some clouds. I may voice over this because I'm going to use the Suva Hydro Liner and Space Panda to do like the top half of the clouds, and then I'm going to use some Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in white to do the bottom. That way I can just like blend the shades, make layers of clouds, doodle some stars, doodle some gleams, all that good stuff, add some gems, and I'm going to jump into that now. So starting out, I'm going to take this brush and the Space Panda Hydro Liner from Suva Beauty, and I'm going to do like a little circle, and then I'm going to kind of make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to kind of do extensions with it. So I'm going to kind of bring it out, do almost like half circles, and just kind of give it texture to make it more cloud-like. So I'm going to build that shape up and get it to be the size that I want. You can do them any size that you want, however you're feeling it, whatever you want to do. It'll be awesome. But clouds are so much fun. So I'm just going to let that dry. I didn't make it as big as I wanted because I'm going to take some clean canvas in white from Gerard Cosmetics. And I just moved on to start to do the other ones to give everything time to dry down, to go in with that so that I can start to shade them so that there can be some depth and make them look a little more stacked and a little more fluffy. So once I'm finished with the top bit of the clouds, I'm going to take the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in white and start to do the bottom bit. That way I can shade them in with the pastels and it'll give them a more, not really like, I want to say like kind of 3D, but kind of more dimension. So I'm just patting that on the bottom of that liner and dragging it down a little bit. And I'm going to let that set for a second before I start shading. So when I shade them, I'll pretty much just take the color that it's on and then shade the bottom so it kind of blends it. And then I'll take a lighter shade and kind of blend that out onto the cloud bit, kind of make it a little more colorful. And when I was doing the pink ones, all I could think about was Daylily by Movements, where it's like, I think it's time you had a pink cloud summer. I love that song. It's so good. It gives me all the feels. Anyway, so I'm just going and shading everything in, and then I'm going to start to stack the clouds. So I'm kind of doing the same thing, but I'm not going to put it necessarily like right in the center of the cloud. I kind of tried to angle it a little more to the left or to the right. That way it would be more stacked and not just like looking like one big cloud. I wanted it to look like several clouds. Like give it that effect. And then I pretty much do the same thing. I let it dry down, apply some of the clean canvas in white, and then I start shading. And that's how I get them to be more looking like multiple clouds and kind of make them look cute, I guess. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. So now I'm going to do another cloud. Do you hear that purr? Artemis is making biscuits beside me. So with this cloud, I wanted to make it more towards the inner corner, that outer V area of my eye, so that there would be room to doodle some gleams and some stars. So I'm pretty much just doing the same thing, doing little circles, giving them a little fluff, and just kind of patting that brush or tapping the brush with a little bit of that liner to give it the texture. And I'm going to repeat the shading. I'm just going in with that gorgeous purple. Pat it along the edges of that base to get it nice and blended in. Go into the dreamy yellow. And does this not just look like a painting? I always get excited when I do a look and it feels like I have like cool looking sunglasses on. This is how this look made me feel. So now I'm going to do a gleam. I'm going to take it and kind of do like an A, but give it feet like it's doing the splits. And from the feet, I'm going to take it and bring it inwards to make like a upside down, or no, not upside down V, but like a V, but just not as pronounced as a V. Just kind of like it's doing the old shrug emoji. So then I do the same thing. I don't even know what that was. I'm just going with it. I didn't write anything down for this, but I also didn't want it to just be 7 minutes of silence. So I'm doing the same thing between the clouds that are between the purple and the blue, and then I'm going to doodle a gleam underneath the cloud that's going to touch down on the blue and the green. And you can make these any size you want. If you want to make them big, do big. You want to make them small, do small. If you want them to be filled in and not have that like center bit be exposed and have them more, colored in, then do it that way. Whatever you're the most comfortable with, whatever is the most fun for you, have fun with it. So I'm doing that on this inner corner as well. Now I'm going to do some little stars, and I kind of do that like an A, but then from the bottom of the foot, I kind of like take it and put it upwards. So you know how like when you're drawing a star on a paper and you just kind of get it and you like do like an A, then you from the foot you take it upwards and then bring it back down and then make the other foot do, and it does a star. Is that helpful? Was that confusing? I need to get it together. But I just decided that it would be cute to draw a bunch of different little baby stars, kind of different size ones. Some of them were bigger than the others, but I've really, really been enjoying doodling stars lately. They're so much fun. And I want to say they're kind of easy. They were not easy at first. It took me a little while to get the hang of them. But the more you practice, the easier it'll get. And they're just so much fun. Like, once you start, I feel like you can't stop. Because that's how I am. Like, okay, this look needs stars. And I feel incomplete without doodling stars or gleams or anything like that. But they're so much fun. So I'm just doodling away, making all the little bitty stars, fixing the gleam, going in and making sure everything is nice and even, which the fun part of this look is it doesn't have to necessarily be even. And that is the look of I finally got it done. I held my breath and hoped for the best and was excited with how it turned out. So now I'm taking the Rouge Drip gem pack for Manic Gems, and I'm just gonna randomly put some gems because I am obsessed with sparkling, so I feel like gems are a nice little extra pop of extraness. Alright, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? I have on the tinted lip oil in Sugar Spun. And all I did when I put it on was I used a little bit of the Gerard Cosmetics lip liner in Sugar and Spice. And I just lined my lips with it and I put it on. And you can see it gives like a slightly blue tint. And it's like, I always, whenever I'm sitting in here and I forget to put on like the clear lip oil when I'm doing my skincare, I'll put on Ripe. That way, because my lips get really dry. And to be honest, lately, I haven't been drinking as much water as I should. I just absolutely forget to. So my lips are a lot more dry than normal sometimes. So I love the lip oils because they just feel so hydrating, so nice, so comfortable. They're not overly sticky. They're just nice. And I'm really excited for the black one to get here. I'm excited to smell it This one smells amazing. Anyway, I love, love, love this palette. It is just a pastel dream, but it also has like deeper shades so that you have your depth, your transition shade and your pastels to blend everything out so that you could do more than just a pastel look. And the shimmers are gorgeous. I'll use two, like I said, the one that's Crying Sparkles or whatever. Let me look and see what that one is. Yeah, Crying Sparkles. I love that shade name. Like, it's such a mood, such a vibe. Like, I love that. But the inside of the palette is just so beautiful. You have like you have some pastels up top, you have some depth shades, you have shimmers, and you really just have a bunch of gorgeous colors. They're beautiful for Halloween, they're beautiful for just like something light. You could, like I said, you can get creative. There's depth shades, there's shades that you can blend everything out with. The shimmers are gorgeous. Cotton Candy looks to be a little on the duochrome side, like reflective anyway. I haven't really used many of the sparkles yet aside from Crying Sparkles and Cupcake, but these just blend out so beautifully. They're so pigmented. It's just the absolute magic of Blend Bunny Cosmetics in a pastel spooky season palette. Do you want to see more looks with this palette? Should I do a 3 looks one palette? What if I just did a 2 looks palette sometime soon? Because 3 looks one palette videos have been really kind of wearing me out lately. I love them. They're so much fun. But sometimes it just kind of like, when it I love filming them. Filming, I love. But sitting down and having to listen to myself talk for that long, that's not my favorite part. And then, like, it's not so bad because I'll put the voiceover in the center. But then it's like, okay, I have to write out a script. And then I have to talk over everything that I've edited. And then I have to listen through it. And I'm just like, I get excited about it a lot, but lately I've noticed, I think it's just because I've been burnt out. I'm hoping that since we went to the beach, had a little mini vacation, things will be better. We'll see how quickly I can get this edited without putting it off to the last minute like I tend to do. But anyway, what do we think of this look? More looks with this palette? What do you think? You want more? Let me know. And I feel like there's something else I was going to say. I have 1,000 things on my mind right now. I was like, there was so much that I wanted to say, and there's also things that I need to hurry and get finished doing. So I'm just like, okay, trying to piece everything together. I'm just like the Hot Mess Express. That's generally just how it is. I can't, I'll think of something, I'll forget it. Thought goes, boop, boop, there it goes. Anyway, my camera had cut off, the battery died, but please let me know what you'd like to see next down in the comments below. I'll have the brushes linked in the description box and my social media in case you want to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans. Instagram, TikTok, Threads, all that. I need to get back in the swing of things because I kind of like fell off of Threads and TikTok, but I have been filming plenty of mini tutorials. It's just the editing process. I don't know why. It's like, okay, I enjoy filming these things, but then it comes down to like edit things up and I'm just like, but anyway, enough of the rambling. I feel like I've rambled a lot. I want to say thank you so much to Maggie and Blend Bunny Cosmetics for sending the palette my way. I love it so much. It is literal magic. Like, I don't know what sorcery goes into your formulation, but this one seems a little bit different, but in the best of ways. I love everything about it, and I'm so excited to create more looks with it. Yeah, it's just, I have no other words other than this palette is everything. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and please do let me know what you'd like to see next. And yeah, I guess that's it. I want to thank you again for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!